there was a boot that made people cry. And this boot fooled people into believing that it was actually a real therapist. In 1966, long before Chatgpt, there was a man named Joseph Weisbaum who built something really strange. It was called Eliza. Eliza talked like a therapist. If you type,
"I'm feeling sad,"
Eliza will reply,
"Why are you feeling sad?"
It was simple, but people loved it. Some even thought Eliza understood them. People didn't care if Eliza was smart. All they cared about was that it listened to them. Now, that was the first chatbot in history, and it ran on just few rules. For decades, chatbots were built on rules. You type something in, the bot finds a match, and it replies with pre-written lines. But as time goes on, people got creative. In the 80s and 90s, food started showing up on CD-ROMs, games, even on early websites. But they were stiff, slow, and easy to break. Then came something different. In 1995, a man named Richard Wallace built something special. He called it Alice, Artificial Linguistic Computer Entity. Alice looks like a normal chatbot, but behind the scene, it used something called AI/ML, Artificial Intelligence Markup Language. This gave it more depth, more flexibility, and more style. Alice won awards, it held conversation, it even inspired AI in the movie called Her. But Alice still wasn't smart. It sounded real, but it wasn't thinking. For decades, chatbot faked intelligence. Then one day, they started learning. In 2014, Facebook launched a chatbot assistant. But it failed because it still relied so much on humans behind the curtain. By 2019, things started to change. OpenAI released GPT-2, Google launched Mina, and bots started to learn from data. They were trained on billions of tests, conversations, tweets, posts, books, and so on. But then came the moment. In November 2022, OpenAI launched Chatgpt, and it hit 100 million active users in just 2 months. That's because Chatgpt didn't just reply. It remembered, it explained, it joked, it added. It wasn't just smart, it was actually useful. But none of this would have happened without Eliza, without Alice, without 60 years of trials and errors. Chatbot today feels like magic, but behind the magic is the history of people typing on old machines, of researchers who got laughed at, and all the people who built machines that could talk like human.